Hi, Neal Gittleman here, Artistic Director and Conductor of your Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra. It's Piano Bench Chat number 7 for week 6 of Stay at Home in Ohio, but a week when maybe there's a little bit of hope that we'll slowly start opening things up. It's going to be a while though before we can get an orchestra together to play for you. But we're hanging in there, and I hope you are too. That was a little bit of from the middle of the Fugue in B-flat major from Book 1 of Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier. It is Fugue number 21. That means this is the 42nd day in a row I've been playing Bach every day, and it is still beautiful and still inspiring. That little bit that I played you there was another one of those sequences. I spoke a little bit about sequences last week, and I'm still in the sequency mode. That was a sequence. There's another sequence I wanted to show you. It's one of the most common and simple ones. It's just a rising sequence. It takes you up the stairs if you need to move from a low register to a high register. And the bass voice just goes up in steps, up the scale. And there's a second voice which goes along with it. If you add a third voice, you get in trouble. You get those ugly parallel fifths, which may sound perfectly fine to most people, but they're against the rules. But you get around those by having the top voice just be slightly out of sync. It might seem like a little bit of a cheat, but all you do is unsync that voice and suddenly the illegal becomes legal. This sequence gets a little interesting though if you try to add a fourth voice in the middle. It would probably most simply be this. Going. And that's what most people would play if they were doing that sequence. But back in my youth, when I was in France studying with Nadia Boulanger, if you played that tenor line, she wouldn't stand for it. That was dull, she thought. She thought there was a more interesting, more beautiful line you could add in that fourth voice, just to give it a certain extra beauty. And it was there if you hunted enough to find it. And that tenor line, I'll try to bring it out on the piano. My piano playing isn't that good, but you know that already after 7 weeks. Here's what that tenor part would be. So it goes. And indeed, that is much more beautiful than. Here it is in context again. And if there's a lesson there for us in this time of confinement during the COVID-19 pandemic, I think it's this. Even in the simplest, most routine things of our lives, if you take a little bit of time and look a little more carefully and maybe work a little bit harder, you can find some beauty even in the most mundane things. And that, I think, is one of the challenges that we all face, how to find some beauty and some joy in our lives when our lives seem to be just this routine of doing the same thing over and over again and not being able to do the things that give us inspiration and that bring joy and beauty to our lives. The joy and beauty is there if we look for it and we dig a little bit harder to find it. In the meantime, we would love to get some joy and beauty right into your lives, and we are working on it, as I said, with some virtual projects coming down the pike and hopefully some streaming projects that we can get organized in the next couple of weeks. So hang in there. We are working very hard at the Dayton Performing Arts Alliance to get some more music and more dance and more beauty and joy into your lives. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, stay sane, stay kind, and keep with it.